God. Sit back a little bit. Fix your hair. Fix your hair.
I'm fine.
Lay down.
Hello, everybody out there yet?
Enter.
Hello, anybody home?
Is there people?
I see 8 people. I don't see any printing. Who we got with us? Hello, Michelle. Hello, JJ. Hello, Sherry. Lori's sitting off to the side for a second. Just gonna. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Sunshine. Perry. Today is Sunshine Perry's 64th birthday. Well, happy birthday, 64.
Happy birthday to you. Come on, Rob.
Can you hear Lori singing?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sunshine. Happy birthday to you.
Hello, Tracy. Okay, you're seeing my face on here first because I want to do a little bit of housekeeping, so to speak. Firstly, in the last few weeks, we've had a few people on this live chat and also through email tell us that we should be charging for questions on Saturday night. We've hummed and hawed about it. We kind of like the donation aspect, where people give what they can afford when they can afford it, and we were also toying with different ways of doing the questions in terms of being able to keep caught up while I'm writing them down and Lori's trying to answer them. We've come up with a couple of solutions. One is similar to what we're doing now, it just involves me using an iPhone or a phone or another device to track the feed while Lori's on it. The other one is we thought, well, what about if we had everybody send their questions in? Hello, cool guy. Send their questions in, a question ahead of time by email throughout the course of the week and have a cutoff time. And then on Saturday night, we go live and we have a sheet with all the questions. And that way, both Lori and I can focus on what everybody is saying, what everybody's contributing, instead of me having my head, down in the paperwork and Lori just doing the cards. This way, we can pay a little bit more attention. So, just a couple of ideas. If anybody has any suggestions that would help us out. Because it does get kind of hectic here, especially in the first hour or two. Lori turns to me and says, "Did you see that?" And I've got my head buried in the paperwork, so I missed some things. I mean, I can always watch it later, but just some ideas, some suggestions. I kind of like the idea of maybe everybody forwarding through our email address a question that we can include in our Saturday night sessions, and maybe making the cutoff time, I don't know, 12 noon on Saturday or something, Lori.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me the time to copy and paste it on a sheet of paper so that Lori has them in front of her, and we're not scrolling to try and find questions and everything else. We have it, we can read it, it's easy to see.
Can you ask everybody to give a thumbs up?
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe.
Everybody that's here, I'm sure most of you have already subscribed to our channel. Those of you that haven't, please subscribe. Those of you that haven't given it a thumbs up yet, give it a thumbs up when you have a chance. And share these sessions with your friends. We all know people that I don't know, they believe, they sort of believe, they want to believe. They have reasons for not believing or believing. maybe if they see what we do, maybe if they see the interaction that we get, that we can grow a little bit with more people coming around to visit us and experience from it.
Come on, people. There's 15 people on, and there's only 3 likes.
So, cool guy, you said that great idea for advanced questions. Anybody else have any feedback on that? Is that something we should consider doing, giving it a try? Yeah, cool guys, the administrator on our Facebook spiritual prayer group. I don't have that address at hand. It is on one of the posts on the YouTube page. But by all means, join the prayer group and give Cool Guy an idea of the things that try and start the option. Yeah, that's my concern too, JJ. It's hard when new people come in and they want to ask a question. They've already got the questions ahead of time.
We can forward the questions to the next session.
That's another option too. Like Lori says, maybe at the depending on how many questions we get, maybe we can say, okay, we have 20 questions sent in to us. We'll take another 15 for people that are not already on this list. I don't know. We're just playing around with it. Lynn, we don't do questions tonight on Wednesday night unless they pertain to the topic and generalized questions for the topic. And tonight's topic is a topic that is different for everybody, ghosts and spirits. We all have our different idea of what a ghost is. Some people think a ghost as, the Halloween, boo, gotcha, you're scared. And other people think of them as being 100% bad, or, everybody's got their own idea as to what a ghost is, or to what a spirit is, or
people are starting to ask questions.
Yeah, we're not answering specific questions tonight. That's Saturday night. Tonight is all about discussing a particular topic, keeping it general. And like I was saying, tonight's topic is ghosts and spirits. We have millions of websites out there that can tell you all kinds of things about ghosts and spirits.
Wants to know a question, and she keeps typing in. I know exactly what it is.
Okay, that's fine.
Ask her, just
No, that's fine. I've already addressed it. So anyhow, like I was saying, you can go on Google and you can search up ghosts and spirits, and you can find just about any concept or description available out there. You could find one that matches the way you think, or you could find one that's totally different. So it is a very individual topic to each and every person. So tonight, what we're going to do, is we're going to talk about ghosts and spirits as we see them, or as we understand them. Some of you may agree, some of you may not. Some of you may say, "Oh, I never thought of it that way." But what it comes down to is like any topic that's general. We all have our own preconceptions. Okay, everybody that's come in since I said hello, everybody. And again, everybody that has just come in, Sunshine Perry is 60-something years old. Yeah, I know, 64. That's being nice. I'm not quite that old. I'm getting there, but I'm getting there. So, and I see some names that are new on here, and I see some names I haven't seen for a while, which is a good thing. We don't force anybody. Yes. Okay, so ghosts. Everybody has seen a ghost in some time in their life, whether it's in a dream or whether it's in the middle of the night or whether it's around a campfire or we've all had those moments where we think we saw something, a ghost, or in some cases it's a spirit. What's the difference? Well, I like to think of ghosts as being spirits that possibly have not crossed over for one reason or another, that possibly are um, here to maybe aggravate us or generally just cause a little bit of chaos in our lives. But that's not saying that a spirit can't appear to you in a ghost form either. So I narrow it down a little bit more and I say, well, a spirit is not a vision or is not an image that is going to scare you. A spirit is not something that's going to make you feel disheartened or sad or scared. Uh, and whereas a ghost, it gives you an uneasy feeling. It gives you a sense of being a foreboding feeling, if you know what I mean. A ghost is not pleasant. It doesn't make you feel all fuzzy and warm. Whereas a spirit, in my opinion, does. It's something that is relaxing. It's something that is soothing to you on all levels, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Um, and we have other topics coming up that will help you in dealing with what I call ghosts. And the big part is cleansing, obviously. Doing a house cleansing, space cleansing, personal cleansing, item cleansing, because as Lori has mentioned in the past, um, ghosts can attach themselves or spirits can attach themselves. You go to the cemetery or you go to someone's house, for some reason you get home and you feel like there's somebody else in the room. And it's not all fuzzy and warm sometimes. And those are what I consider to be ghosts. Entities, spirits that for one reason or another have not passed, do not want to pass, have chosen not to pass, or can't into the light. And so by doing a cleansing of your space, of your home, of your property, you're helping them to either go into the light or at least vacate the premises so that you can be surrounded with positive energy as opposed to negative energy. And I guess to me, that's the fundamental difference between the two. Are there others? I'm sure there are. But spirits and ghosts to me are good and bad. One's good, one's not necessarily good, or one's there to cause mischief. And you know, we've had spirits around us that I think Lori has mentioned in the past that they do things, you know, like you put your keys down on the table and you come back 10 minutes later and you go, where are my keys? Or you spend a half an hour cleaning up the wall of pictures in your house and straighten them all up, dust them all off, and you go up, take a shower, and you come back down, you walk by the wall and you think, hey, I just did all that. What happened here? Who moved all the pictures again?
Who guy did an exorcism in his home?
Okay, so cool guy, you used prayer to exorcise the negative spirits that were in your house. Is that what you're saying? That is certainly probably one of the best ways, and even all the other ways that we've talked about in the past and we might bring up tonight, like a sage cleansing, for instance. There's prayers associated during the sage cleansing ritual. So prayer is a big part of cleansing your negative energy in the house.
Yes,
Psalm 91 from the Bible, yes. And even then, the prayers don't have to be specific, word for word, verbatim recitations of someone else's prayer. They can be your own prayers, but they have to be heartfelt. They have to come from inside, and they have to be I'll use the word forceful, but when dealing with negative energies, like mom always used to say, you gotta let them know who's boss. And in your house, who's boss? You. And so you have to be firm with them, but at the same time, to use cool guy's word, exorcism, but exercise them out by telling them, like go into the light and quote your prayer and give them the reason to go into the light and ask your spirit guides and your guardian angels to help you in this procedure. Every house that Lori and I have ever moved into, we've sage cleansed. Some we've sage cleansed a few times. Houses that our daughters lived in, we've had to go over and do a sage cleansing.
Talking about the song.
Yeah, cool guy's right. Like it's very seldom that we're going to know who the spirit is or the ghost that's causing the problem. There's times when, there's sometimes very often they don't reveal their name, or if they do, it may not even be their name. There has been times when Lori has sat down to do readings, and the energy just is not right. It's not there, and she's had to stop and do a complete cleansing of not only her spiritual space, but her workspace, her immediate surroundings, the room itself. And I've even seen her sage cleanse the dog because he was in the room, and of course herself. And I think some of you have seen her do that as well with the Palo Santos. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll take over.
Yeah, I'm going to send Lori in because this is really her area, and but she wanted me to get on here and give her a little bit of a break for a few
Hi,
minutes.
everyone.
There's Lori. There, she's gone again. Say hi again. There she is. In
Hello,
again,
everyone.
in again, out again, fin again.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, and Brisk is in the room too, so he's listening to all of your questions and Lori's answers. So for now, I will bid you see you in a bit, and here's Lori.
Hello, everyone. I hope everybody is doing great. Hope everybody is staying nice and safe. And yes, my hair is doing its own thing, so just ignore that. Welcome, everybody. I love you all so very, very much. And hello to, our beautiful mods. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Much love and light to each and every one of you. Okay, hello. I love you all. Sunshine Perry, happy birthday. I sing happy birthday to you. If I hadn't known, I would have made everybody come on here and sing happy birthday to you. Okay, so spirit and ghosts, or ghosts and spirits. How do we know the difference? All right, number one, ghosts are usually here because a dramatic event has taken part in their life. Okay, for some of them. We'll go back in time for a little bit, such as the Civil War. Okay, there is, especially around South Carolina, North Carolina area, there is a lot of ghosts around there. Why? Because of the way that they died such tragically. So they don't want to leave their space, and for one reason or another, they don't want to go into the light, even though they have spirit guides and guardian angels to direct them into the light. They don't want to. They have a lot of bitterness. They have a lot of resentment. So they refuse to go into the light and they stay behind. Now, dealing with entities that are really bad, like demons and so on and so forth, they don't really have a name per se. They do, but they don't. They usually don't show up in apparition form. Okay. They're the ones that scare the shit right out of you. They're the ones that bang your walls. They're the ones that close windows and do everything possible to get you out of their house, to drive you mentally crazy. Usually that happens when you're on an Indian burial ground or some form like that. Okay. It's rare that we come across entities like that. However, they do take place. Hold on. Another way of, for instance, to say the house is been built on an Indian burial ground, or for instance, the house used to be a funeral home. That's an excellent example, a funeral home, because there's multiple people coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, right? Sudden death, tragic sudden death usually causes hauntings, especially in funeral homes. And they will, bang the doors, they will bang windows, they'll, throw things in the air. Why? Because they want to get attention. They really want to get attention. Can they harm you? Yes and no. They can try as much as they can, and they feed off of energy. Remember, everything is energy, and the weaker you are in your energy field, okay, like if you have anxiety, if you're depressed, if you're ill, if you're, deathly ill, you're fighting an illness, so on and so forth, these entities can enter you. Yes, and it's called a possession. And then you need an exorcism. You actually need an exorcism to get rid of the entity, poltergeist, whatever you want to call it. But regularly, ghosts and spirits are just people that are around. Okay, now there are different kinds of ghosts and spirits that you have. You have ones that just don't want to leave the house that they were born and raised in. Okay, for whatever circumstances. They can't find their way to the light, or they need help getting into the light. At the time when their spirit guides and guardian angels were around to get them into the light, they just didn't want to go. For instance, there still is, a really close friend of mine had a woman who lived beside her. And they were great friends. The husband was there too, and she would go over and she'd have coffee or tea with them almost every second day and just catch up on them and whatnot. And the husband passed away. And of course, she went to the funeral, et cetera, et cetera. Well, one day she got it in her mind, I'm going to go home, have coffee with, say, Sue, her name was. And she would go over and knock on the door and say, "Hi, Sue, I would like to have coffee." And Sue started acting a little weird. She started acting a little, not her usual self. And this struck my friend as being really, really odd. She came to me and she said, I went in to pop in and have coffee or tea with her. And she started acting really, really weird. It's like she didn't want me inside of her house. I'll just leave it and I'll see what happens. So a couple more days later, she knocked on her door and she said, "Hi, Sue." And it was just before dinner time as well. And she said, I wanted to come in and make sure you're okay. And she had homemade bread with her and everything she wanted to give her, because this woman was now living alone because her husband had passed. Well, Sue, my friend, ended up getting into the house. Okay. She wouldn't take no for an answer. And she happened to look down, and at her kitchen table, she's seen two places that were being set for dinner. And she's seen her friend cooking and whatnot. And she's like, "Oh, are you expecting company?" And she turned around and she was white as a ghost. And she said, "Yes, I am expecting company. I never eat alone." And she's like, "What are you talking about? Who?" Because she never had any relatives that were left living. It turned out that her husband, in spirit form, would come and join her for dinner. No word of a lie. So spirits can be around us, okay? We walk among spirits and ghosts every single day. Some of you can see them, some of you can feel them, but again, they're with us every single day because they're energy, and their energy can latch on to our energy. That's why I say, you know what? Cleanse your space, make sure that you cleanse yourself, and protect yourself in the golden white light of divine's protection, okay? Because nobody can come in with that space. I, for one, when I go to cemeteries, and I go to the cemetery often because my mom and now my dad are there, and Rob's parents are there, I automatically say a prayer out loud. I don't care if Rob, Tom, Dick, or Sue can hear me, but I say, God, please douse me with your blood and protect me from all spirits, meaning heavenly spirits, earth spirits, you name it, are very broad. So I leave it very open. And that is because when I go to the cemetery, I see spirits. I see the shadows. I see them walking through the headstones. I see everything. I know that I am not alone. I see people are dressed in the Klondike days, back in medieval times, sailors, you name it. I've seen it. Is it scary? No, because they're just hanging around. Some of them just want to be there. They just want to stay where they were buried. Do they want to go into the light? Yeah, but it takes a lot of coaxing. You've got to tell them that, hey, you know what? God doesn't judge. He doesn't criticize. He doesn't, he doesn't put blame on anybody. It's love and light, and you can get help, and I can send you into the light. There have been, and we have all witnessed it. I did send one of our people in the chat. We did send, I believe it was her brother, into the light. I've done that quite often, of sending spirits that are left behind, that don't know how to get into the light, because of their energy field being so low. So again, yes, spirits and ghosts live amongst us. Are they going to hurt us? No, they're not, because they're not in physical form. If it was an entity or a poltergeist or something like that, then you're dealing with something completely different. Then you can have bite marks, you can have scratches, you can have your hair pulled and all that other stuff, but we're not going to go there in this conversation tonight. We're talking strictly with ghosts and spirits. One
question there about ancestors.
Okay. How about ancestors? Are they considered ghosts or spirits? Spirits. Excuse me, my voice keeps going in and out. It's that throat chakra. They are our ancestors, are spirits. They are in the light. They're good energies. We're talking about, now that is the difference between high energy and low energy. People who have opened up their third eye, okay, purposely have poked open the third eye, the mind's eye, okay, will see things on a low vibrational level, dark figures, dark entities, okay, and they're scared to death of them. And you don't know how many emails I get of, Lori, how do I get rid of this dark entity? It's around me. I popped open my third eye, and there are things that I've seen. I don't want to be with my husband anymore. I don't want this. I don't want that. Okay, settle down. Number one, you should have let it happen naturally. Let your mind's eye open naturally. And you should have been in a better space. And that is raising your vibrational level. Because the lower that your vibrational level is, the lower the entity is going to be that you're going to see. Okay? For me, I can walk into Walmart and I can see people that have lived years ago that are grocery shopping in another dimension, and it would be like a grandmother who passed away I don't know, what would you say, like 15 years ago or whatever. And that is somebody who doesn't want to go into the light. Why don't they want to go into the light? Because they're not ready to let go of their physical form at that particular time. How can you call in bad entities? Well, stay away from Ouija boards. Ouija boards are very, very bad. E-boards are very, very bad. I'll word it this way. It's like giving a razor blade to a baby. That's how bad it is. Can you call in dark entities? Absolutely, because it's a portal. You're opening up a portal that should not be opened. If you don't know how to protect yourself, how to raise your vibration, how to protect yourself in the golden white light, you're opening up a portal to dark demon entities, poltergeists, and they will tell you and scare the living shit out of you. So stay away from stuff like that, okay? Because it's really, really, really bad. Now, we have friendly ghosts, as I would put it. And the way that I see ghosts is a lot of people joke and say, Casper the ghost with a white sheet, right? Yeah, I mean, they can, do knocking like that. You hear knocking, you hear doors closing and opening. Basically, they're letting you know that they're there, okay? And they're trying to get your attention. They want to communicate with you. They won't cause physical harm on you. Spirits, in another sense, are ones that, earthly spirits, that don't want to let go of the earthly realm. They're not ready yet. And it could take years. It could take years before they actually cross over into the light. And again, a lot of earthly spirits, okay, are from the divine. How do you know which ones are good and which ones are bad? Okay. You're going through a hard time. Say someone is having severe heart problems and they're going on a journey, okay? And the shuttle bus, like a journey, like flying on an airplane. And they have all this luggage with them and everything, and they got severe heart problems, and they're going in to have a heart operation and everything down the road, but they have to take this trip right now. So the shuttle sets them out where they weren't supposed to, and they have to walk a mile with all their luggage and everything to catch their airplane. An earthly spirit out of nowhere will take physical form and go up to the person and say, where are you going? Can I help you? And they'll pick up the luggage and you'll say, where did this person come from? Out of nowhere. What the hell? And all of a sudden, your luggage and everything, you're at the destination to catch your plane. And then you turn around to thank the person, and the person's no longer there. Those are earthly spirits. Those are from the divine that are brought down on purpose to intertwine with people in these particular situations. Or you get into a really bad accident, and all you remember is hitting something dead on, but there's no scrapes, there's no bruises. The car is all chewed up, but you walk away. And you're shaking your head going, wait a second, I should have been dead. Because an earthly spirit came in and got you and saved you from devastation and saved your life. Those are earthly spirits that are from the divine, that won't cause harm, that come in and help you and give you the guidance that you need and the protection that you need. So it's not just Archangel Michael and all of our archangels. No, they're earthly spirits that are here on purpose to help us in our lives. Or, for instance, with me, I'll give you an example. I used to live in the country, and it was very, very dark at night. And I had to go out and go to the washroom, go figure. And I couldn't find the light for the life of me on the side of the wall. I thought, to hell with it, I'll just go down the stairs. Well, I missed my first step and I went ass over tea kettle. And these stairs were like that big in between. They were big, deep, steep stairs and cement, right? And they had like that tile, what do you call it? Linoleum tile on them. Anyhow, I went ass over tea kettle, okay? And I ended up on the bottom floor. And it was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I never had a scrape. I never had a bruise on my body. I don't remember getting from the bottom. All I remember is going through the air. I remember that, and I remember my feet dangling like this. And that's it. And next thing you know, I'm looking up, I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm like, what the hell? I never had a headache. I never had a scratch, nothing at all. And I thought, holy shit, I should have been dead. I should have broke my neck, my back, my arms, my legs, my knees, ankles, anything. Nothing. Zero. That was an earthly angel that held me as I went down those stairs. I should have been dead. So we have instances like that, and that is our guardian angels, our spirit guides, and earthly spirits that come and help us. Now, when you go into a house, you can feel the energy. Usually, when there is ghosts, aka spirits, living there, you will feel a heavy sense of energy around you. You'll just feel it, where it's not light and bubbly and airy and free. No, you'll feel this heavy sensation on you. And sometimes they'll show themselves, sometimes they won't. Why are they there? Because they're connected to the place that they loved, wanted to be, and don't want to leave. They don't want to leave that space. So they stay there, and basically they just want to be known, and they can live in their dimension, even though it's in our dimension that we can physically see them. It is in their dimension, and it's just a little bit higher than our earthly dimension. It's almost like limbo, but it's not. And they can live their life, even though it's in spirit form. They can, have their furniture and everything around them. They're still thinking that they're living, and they go throughout their day-to-day contact. An excellent way to describe that, I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's like the movie The Others. If you have seen that movie, it is or American Horror Story, part 1. I think it's the first season, is where a whole bunch of different spirits all live in the same house. They all have died in the house, and they're there, and they intermingle, and they can connect with each and every one, including the living and the ones that have passed away. I'm not sure if anybody has heard of that. Again, it is an amazing movie. It's called The Others, and it's also called American Horror Story Season 1. And again, earthly spirits can take on a physical form to present themselves. They can, like for instance, Jesus. Okay, he took on a homeless man. It's the same thing. Spirits can do the exact same thing. They can come in many forms. Who do we know that we're not being tested? Because we're tested every single day of our life. For instance, an earthly spirit can take on a form of a homeless man. And a homeless man can be out there begging for money. And a lot of people stay away from the homeless man, right? Well, no, how do you know? How do you know that that homeless man is not someone from the divine? Think about it that way. How do we know that it's not Jesus? How do we know that it's not one of our ancestors testing us to see if, we're going to give, if we're going to share and appreciate? So again, it is all questions that have to be answered, right? But normally spirits in the earthly realm are here to help us and protect us. And they come in, they'll take on a spirit form and guide us in the right way that we need to be guided. Ghosts, on the other hand, are here because of sudden death, a very strong trauma that they just can't come to terms with, and they're not ready to cross over. So they live in the spirit realm that is not the divine realm. Okay, so it's very, very interesting of how you interact with spirits and ghosts. Usually when you get warm sensations, cold sensations, you're dealing with a spirit or a ghost. Are they going to cause any harm? No, they can't cause harm to you because they're not in the physical realm. We're in the physical realm. They are not. So therefore, they can't hurt us. All right. We can see them, we can interact with them, but they can't hurt us. They can flicker our lights, they can turn off our TVs like they do here. We have a particular spirit when they want to get our attention. And again, I've talked about this before. I have set guidelines in my space that spirits cannot come near me unless I'm in my office, and I will not connect with them unless I ask them to come forward. And usually they line up and they tell me that they want to come forward. But if I'm sitting in our family room or living room or whatever, and I will say, Rob, I just seen an orb go right through. We know that it's the spirit of the man that lived here. He built this house, and his wife is here with him as well. And there's also a younger person and a dog that lives here with us. So we're not alone. They will come forth. They'll shuffle up behind me, and they tap me on the head. They do a lot of things, and I'll say to them, I'm not going to talk to you until I get to my space. Okay, so leave me alone. I'm not going to talk to you. And if they really, really are persistent, like I said, Rob and I will be either in the family room or the living room. They'll shut our TV off on us. We'll be sitting there, and the TV will just boom, go off for no reason at all. Internet will go off, boom, lights will go off. We'll hear a humongous bang in the house. And
They like to play with our dryer.
yeah, they like to play with our dryer. They know how to piss me off with the dryer, because the dryer plays songs, right? And there's nothing wrong with it electrically, nothing at all, but they like to keep beeping it and letting me know that they are there. And I shouted at them. I said, look, I know that you want to talk. Enough, knock it off, stop playing with the dryer. And sure enough, later, like 5 or 10 minutes later, the dryer goes back to normal. But no, we have had many experiences where Rob and I have had to go into houses. One of our daughters, I've had to go in and cleanse her house. I like it. I like doing it. And when I do it, I take pictures. I take the camera, and we take the videos before and after and all that. We have all that footage and stuff like that. And
that particular house was actually built on an old pioneer cemetery that had long since disappeared.
Yeah, the house that my daughter was living in was an old pioneer cemetery, and it was multiple spirits that were in the house, and they were actually there was a forceful one that did scratch, and their animals wouldn't even go to the upstairs, and a whole bunch of stuff. But I'll give you more of an idea of how spirits can be very, very aggressive. I don't think I've ever talked to you guys about it in group or anything like that. I'm not sure. But if I have, just remind me and I'll shut up about it. My dad had this bright idea that he was going to move us to a farm, and he was going to become a farmer, even though he had no experience and all that, because my dad, he used to own multiple businesses and so on and so forth. Well, he decided that he was going to uproot the family out of the city life and take us to the farm life. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved the freedom. But the particular place that he picked it for us to live was absolutely haunted. And there were so many things. An hour is not even long enough to tell you what happened. To make a long story short, we only lived there for 6 months. We lost many animals, and we lost our beloved dog in the process because of the spirits that were there. We discovered that it was a biker gang that had lived in the premises, and they were hung in the hayloft, and they had died tragically, very tragically there. And most of the spirits were in that particular barn. There was 3 barns on the property, plus this humongous Victorian style house. Like, we had 9 bedrooms and so on and so forth. And they did a lot of things. Like, my dad called out the electricians because the lights would go off and on throughout the course of the house. You could smell death death was all over the place. Animals started eating animals. They were really getting into mines and stuff like that. It was in the winter time. We had a humongous laneway. It was like a mile long, and you had to plow it with a tractor. There was no FMUV, so that's about it. And my dad would call in a friend that had just lived down the road, ask him to come in and plow, and he would come in and plow the road, and my dad would go out shopping or whatever, and it didn't even look like it was plowed. All the snow was put back in. And again, he'd call his friend and say, hey, wait a second. I asked you if you would come and plow. Well, I just did. No, you didn't. And he'd say, hey, you know what? I think we need to talk about this. And he told the story to my dad, and my dad was like, no, this is a hobby farm. No, it wasn't a hobby farm. It was actually a gang member's place. And after that had happened, there was like a 5-year span. They went in and they redid the home and redid the grounds and everything, trying to cover it all up. But when my dad was outside trying to build a chicken coop, he would, hammer and go bang, bang, bang. And next thing you know, he'd stop to get another nail to put it, use the hammer, and he would hear bang, bang, bang. And it would continue. And my dad said, what the hell is going on here? Anyhow, the farmer ended up telling my dad the story. And my dad said, oh, you're so full of shit. I don't believe this. And my dad didn't at first. We had a dog that we grew up with. We had a family dog, pure white German Shepherd, came off the boat from Germany. His name was Tractor. And he was a beautiful dog. He was my dad's best friend. And the reason why he was my dad's best friend is because that dog used to lay on my dad's feet when he was dying. He had sugar diabetes really, really bad. And Tracker laid on his feet because his feet were so ice cold, right? So my dad was very attached to this dog, extremely attached to him. And he used to call him Track, and he would say, come on, Track, let's go do this. And Track was with him everywhere. So, and I'll get to that point in a minute. So my dad, still talking to this farmer, the farmer said, well, I'll tell you what, I have 2 horses. I dare you to get them into your barn. And my dad said, what do you mean? He goes, horses will not enter a barn if there's spirits, if there's energies, entities, whatever. Sure enough, my dad had 1 horse and the farmer had another horse. And if you think those horses would enter, they would kick and scream, go, ah! You name it, forget it, no way. And my dad, he still wasn't convinced. He was like, no, I don't believe this. This is hogwash, right? Because this is like movie stuff. So he looked at Track and he said, come on, Track, come with me. And Tracker, he used to be right beside my dad. He would do anything for the man. And there were stairs that went up to the hayloft. And Tracker went 1, 2, 3 and stopped. And my dad looked back and said, Track, come on, come with me. And that dog was like at my dad. He wouldn't budge. He wouldn't do anything. And my dad went to pick up the dog. And this German Shepherd was like 100 pounds. He was stocky. He was, really beefy. But he was like butter. He wasn't scary. He never growled, nothing. But that day, when my dad went to pick him up, to bring him up to the hayloft, he showed his teeth. He was like, arr, right after. And if my dad never let go of the dog, my dad would have lost his hand. And my dad trusted Tracker with his life. And from that day on, my dad said, guess what? We're moving. And we did. And we never looked back since. But how do you detach? Now, when you go to a cemetery or into a home where there is a restless spirit, they attach to people who are sad. Why? Because it's easy to attach their energy onto somebody whose energy is very, very low. It's very easy. And if someone is around spirits or ghosts, you'll notice battery life will go down significantly. Like you'll plug in your iPhone or your phone, tablet, laptop, computer, clock, whatever. You'll notice the juice being sucked right out. Why? Because they need that energy in order to continue doing what they're doing. That is one direct way, a telltale sign of knowing that you have a spirit around you. Another is feeling the presence of warm or coldness. Okay. Also getting very nauseous to your stomach. Bad entities usually come with a very horrible, foul smell, almost sulfuric, like rotten eggs. Okay. And it makes you sick. A lot of time now, when I'm saying hot and cold, I mean dropping temperature to the point that when you go like that and you see your breath, that is what I mean by temperature. Okay. Of dropping, because they come ice cold. All right. Those are bad spirits, not the ones that are from the divine that have a cool breeze with them. No, that is a good spirit. So that's how you know if you're dealing with something bad or something good. Bad is a spirit that it's like icy cold, where you can see your breath. Foul smell, like rotten eggs. And they make very loud banging noises. And if you tell them that you're going to banish them, they laugh. You can actually hear the laughter, but you hear it in the back of your mind. And they think that, we're full of shit and we can't get rid of them. Well, that's bullshit, because we can't get rid of them. Again, through prayer, exorcism, smudging, saging, cleansing, and
we actually have a video we're going to do on that coming up.
We actually are going to do a video on that. On different ways of cleansing your room. It's really easy, actually. You just light up Palo Santo, or again, I have smudging. Yeah, I do have a video on smudging, where you just light your sage wand or whatever, and you put salt around the perimeter of your house in each and every corner and cranny. And you take your Palo Santo, you take your sage, and you go through every window, every doorway, every door, every entryway. From the basement, you work from the bottom to the top, and that's a way of cleansing and getting rid of spirits. And you say your prayer at the same time as you're smudging or cleansing. But again, it's up to the prayer that you want to say. We have a particular prayer. I don't have it on hand. One that we use. I know I should have it mesmerized by now, right? But it's like, I banish bad and dark energies. If you are not from the divine, you are not wanted. You are not welcome into this space. This is protected by light and love, and I do the cross sign with the sage and everything, front door and that. But again, a lot of them come through. What I noticed is with my daughter, with her particular boyfriend at that time, this was quite a few years ago, he decided he was going to make a Ouija board with a pizza box on the other side of the pizza box. And he drew A to Z and yes and no and all this other stuff. And he liked to play with spirits. He was a real dink. And he invited a really bad, dark entity in through the portal. But as I was performing the exorcism inside the house, it also came to my attention that his mother actually was dabbling in black magic as well. So I also had to cleanse her, so her energy wouldn't feed off of his energy. So it was really in depth that I had to do. So yeah, that's what Rob and I do. We go in and we cleanse and stuff like that. Now, again, I don't want people to be scared when you go to a cemetery, because there are loved ones that are there. Just know that their shell is there because they're in the divine, okay? But it is a place that we remember them by, right? Or remember them to. So when you do go to a cemetery, just say a simple prayer. God, divine spirit, deity, higher gods, ascended masters, please douse me with your blood and protect me from all spirits. And with that little prayer alone, there is no way that a spirit can attach themselves to you. And why did, what?
Also, just a quick note on cemeteries. If you're driving to a cemetery, you close your car windows and you lock your doors. remember?
Yes, that's another thing. When you go to a cemetery, no matter what time of year it is, a warm, dark, or summer, winter, whatever, roll up your windows and lock your doors. It's very, very important. Why?
Because they can enter your vehicle.
And they can enter your vehicle as well. Okay, and you won't even know that they're there until you start sensing them and or see them. Me, I can see them and I tell them to back off, especially the ones that have the funny cone hats in the or not. It's not the Klondike days.
Oh.
The pilgrims. That's what it is. It's funny because I'm at the cemetery and I just happen to look over and I see this guy, and I know it's not funny to laugh at, but if you were me, you would laugh. A pilgrim sitting on his headstone, and I would look at him and I'm just at awe looking at their clothes from that time, and I feel so sorry for them. And they can talk, they know I'm a vessel, and they know that I can communicate with them, right? So they'll look at me and they'll send me a message telepathically, and they'll say, can you send me home? And I'll say, what is home to you? Do you mean the divine? Do you mean God? And they'll say, no, I want to go home. I want to go where I used to live, And I would tell them, I'm sorry, but you have passed on. You are now in the spirit form, and I can help you go into the light. And they're like, no, I don't want to go in the light. I want to go back to where I live. Take me back to where I used to live. So it's really, really hard. When you're dealing with spirits like that absolutely refuse to acknowledge that they have passed on. That is one of the big ones that you come across. And again, if you're going into funeral homes and stuff like that, even hospitals, where there is death, you say that little ritual, douse me with your blood and protect me from all spirits, and nobody can connect with you. But stay away from Ouija boards. Don't play with magic if you don't know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, what the worst thing that you can do with a dark entity or a dark spirit or a dark ghost or a poltergeist is aggravating it on. The more you acknowledge it, the more power you're feeding it. Okay? So even though you know it's there and it's disturbing you and it's disturbing the shit out of you, don't be fixated on it, because you're just feeding it more energy, and the stronger they can get. Okay? Don't do that. Try to say, okay, I know that you're there and you're bugging the shit right out of me, but I'm going to ignore you, because the more you ignore them, the less power they'll have.
It's hard for them to suck.
It's hard for them to suck the energy from you and from your surroundings. Okay? All right. So is there purgatory? Is that purgatory? Okay, one, there is no such thing as purgatory. It was a belief system that we were taught in the Catholic religion. When we pass on, we don't go to a resting place. No. And wait until our dues are paid, and then we go to the divine. That is what the Catholics believe as purgatory. Is there purgatory? No, absolutely not. As soon as we pass over, we are connected with Azrael, Archangel Azrael, which is the Archangel of Death, and loved ones to cross us over into the light. Whether we want to cross into the light, and 99% of the time we do, we cross over and we enter the divine. We don't go to purgatory. We don't go to a resting place and wait until Judgment Day. No, again, we're not judged. We are not judged. We are not held accountable. There is no discrimination. There's no hatred. There's none of that. You got to remember that. There is none, zero, only love and light. Okay? You got to remember, this is physical. That is spiritual. It's all spirit and energy. There is a big difference between the two. What I'm doing right now, okay, I'll do this. I'm tapping my hand. That is physical. Okay? In here, this is energy. This is energy, what I'm doing right now. And if some of you have that ability, you will see a white circle going around my hand. And I can feel my energies in my hand going with the circle. That's energy. That's what all of us are. We are all complete energy. Our physical form passes away. Okay? All the sickness, all the pain, all the heartache, all the suffering, all the anger, all the fear is washed away when we pass. But just before you pass, okay, and I'm talking within a matter of seconds to a minute, you are met with the angel of death, which is Azrael, and loved ones to help cross you over to transition. Okay, there is forms of death that you go through, especially if you're dying and whatnot. You get the death gurgle, you get the adrenaline rush and everything, where you think, oh, they're turning around, they're going to be better, and I'm going to be able to take them home, and this is so great. No, that is the adrenaline. That is the body releasing the end of the adrenaline that they have in their body. And then the next stage is when they pass on. I've seen it with my own eyeballs. Again, and I seen Azrael, and I seen my dad's aunt take him into the light. I've seen it clear as day. And it will be something that I will never, ever forget in my life. But no, there is no purgatory. There is no purgatory. There is no judgment. There is not a judgment day. That's why when you're awakened and you're ascending, you have to lose your belief system, what you grew up on and what you believe. Because what you believe is what you're perceiving as what you're going to see. Okay. And you're going to see a difference. You're going to see a big difference once you cross over. You're going to know that, oh, wait a second, there is no such thing as purgatory. I don't have to pay my dues to get into heaven. No, heaven's not like that. You don't have to pay any dues. You go back to where you began, and you are met with your soul group and your soul family, plain and simple. And again, you have to lose your belief system. All right. No purgatory, no judgment day, walking amongst the dead and all that other stuff, or the dead being risen up and saying, okay, it's time to go to heaven now. And people are coming out of graves and walking towards heaven. No, that's a crock of shit. For some people, that is your beliefs. And I'm not here to argue with you or to lose your belief system or anything like that. I'm just telling you what is and what I've seen firsthand. Okay. There is no purgatory. People don't walk amongst the dead. You're not risen up from the ashes and say, okay, it's judgment day. I think you're going to go to hell and you're going to go to heaven. One, there is no hell. There is no brimstone and fire. There is nothing like that. Absolutely not. Okay, questions. I need a drink.
When do we get to heaven?
Well, when do you get to heaven? So when do we get to heaven? As soon as your heart stops beating and you take your last breath of air is when you ascend to the heavens. Plain and simple.
If I go to another tab, this shouldn't close this, right?
I'm not sure. Don't play with that. At that point of death. Yes, at that point of death. There is so much documentation out there and statistics and what I've seen firsthand. It happens within the moment, within minutes. Okay. For instance, with my dad just passing, and I was there. My dad was, how can I word this without breaking down and crying? Because I miss him so deeply. I really, really do. My dad had stage 4 cancer. And he also had sugar diabetes. He also had heart disease. He had a pacemaker. He also had dementia. So he had multiple things that was wrong with him. It all came on very, very quickly and very fast. One day he was diagnosed with dementia. The next day he was on the floor and his heart was only beating at 20 minutes per beat. And then he called me from the hospital and they told me that they wanted to put a pacemaker in his heart. And I was like, what the hell? What are you talking about? We raced to the hospital, and this is why, and I really want to clarify this. This is why the channel has been the way that it has been. I have over 33,000 subscribers. My dad's illnesses have happened over a period of 3 years, okay? To the point that I had to walk away from my channel for 6 months at a time to help my dad. And that's why the channel went, whoa, way up, because my channel, I had 19,000 subscribers within the first 6 months of me being on. And then it jumped because I had a great, it went to 25,000 within 2 months. And because I was the newbie on the block, right? And I was accurate. I was, 100% accurate. And then it jumped to the 30,000s because I was able to come back. But I had to take leave of absences because of my dad's illness. My dad was hospitalized for 6 months. And I went to the hospital every single day. And I had to deal with what was going on at the hospital. And when I got home, the energy was just sucked out of me, that I wasn't able to sit here and concentrate and do mediumship or to do card readings and everything else. That's why the channel, we did establish it in 2018. Yes, we did. But again, with all that said, you might as well say that I had to take a year off because of my dad's illnesses. Okay, I just want to put that out so you know. I don't want you to think, well, her channel should be growing way over. It should have like 100,000 subscribers. Yes, it should have over 100,000 subscribers. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. The reason why it doesn't is because I couldn't be consistent. I couldn't upload 12s and 12s and 12s and 12s the way that other readers on YouTube did, because of my father's illnesses and everything that my dad was going through. I just couldn't do it. The energy was sucked out of me. Okay. I just want you guys to know that. But now that my dad has passed and I am coming to terms with a lot of things, I am fully awake and very much in tune, and I'm not walking away from this channel for the life of me again. So knock on wood, I am healthy. But again, going back to my dad, he was very, very sick, and he was at home, okay, for the last, a little bit before he passed, the last 8 months before he passed. And we had nurses coming and going, even though I was doing the channel and everything else. I was downstairs in another office, and you guys never knew what was going behind the scenes or anything. We had people coming and going, VON nurses. My dad was to the point that, and he made a deal with me. He said that when he could no longer look after himself to get up to go to the washroom by himself, that it would be time for him to go to the hospital. And I agreed. But he kind of broke that promise because he tried to fight us on it. Rob and I and my son, our son, Brennan, it took the three of us to get my dad up to go to the washroom. And my dad was a big guy. He was 6 feet tall. But then he drastically declined and he started losing weight very, very quickly. It was to the point that he wasn't eating, and I was making him milkshakes with banana and ice cream and trying to, put all the nutrients into his body. Anyhow, to make a long story short, my dad ended up in hospice, okay? And he was only there for a week and a half. My dad, when he was at hospice, he was in a lot of pain, and they were giving him a morphine drip. And he was in and out, awake, not awake, awake, not awake. And I was there every night with him and every day. And so was Rob, so was Brennan. And what happened was the pain got even worse. And it got to the point that he was bedridden. He couldn't get up and blah, 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 blah. Anyhow, between that week and a half, I think it was 4 days before he passed, he woke up. And I was like, yay, he woke up. Oh, he's going to be okay. He wants ginger ale and all this. So, and I felt relieved, right? I'm like, okay, I'm getting him ginger ale. He wants ice. And he was gulping ginger ale like crazy. This was the adrenaline, the last bit of adrenaline that was in his body that was leaving. Okay. At that time, I didn't realize it because I didn't want to acknowledge it. And I told the nurses there, I said, oh, this is a great sign. And I was buying bottles of ginger ale for him so he would drink it. Anyhow, so we went through that together, and I got to tell my dad everything that I wanted to say, that I loved him, all the regrets that I had, and so on and so forth. My dad, he didn't slip into a coma, but it was close. He had to get more pain medications after my guardian angel just showed up. Okay, Ted's here, just so you know. Anyhow, so the adrenaline part already came and went. Okay, and that was 4 days before he passed, or 2 days before he passed. Sorry. The next 2 days, he had to get more morphine because the pain was even worse. Okay, so, and I couldn't have any communication with him whatsoever because he was incoherent. The very last day of his life, I was sitting right beside him. And I mean, right beside him, like there was that much room between the two of us. And I was stroking his arm and kissing his hand and rubbing his head at the same time. And all of a sudden, it got very cold in the room. I'm not going to say where I could see my breath because no, it was not like that. And I felt it. It dropped in temperature. And my dad's eyes opened, and my dad had these ice blue eyes, and they were so clear, and they opened up, and so much connected between me and my dad's eyes within that. I'm going to say it seemed like forever, but it was like a minute cross between us. Forgiveness, sorrow, pain, heartache, loving each other, sharing, forgiving, everything went through us. And then I looked at my dad and I said, it's cold here. And I'm still connected with my dad's eyes. And I said, it's cold. And I put my hand behind me, and this hospice had just been, it wasn't old. It was built like 10 years ago. So the windows and everything were very new. So there was no, and it all had wooden shades on it. So there was no drafts or anything. And I put my hand around me like that to see if there was drafts. And there was no drafts. And all of a sudden, I felt the coldness go straight up my spine, right past my head, and over to the side. My dad's eyes were still with me, and his eyes went like that, and then back to me. No blinking, no nothing. And then boom. And this was a moment of seconds. His breathing drastically changed. He was breathing normal when he was connecting with me to eyeball, but then his breathing, boom, changed. Azrael, the angel of death, was there, and my dad's Aunt Jessie came to get him. And then he was gone. Like that. So that's how fast they ascend on the other side. And I was able to connect with my dad on the other side of the veil. Was it 2 days or 3? Yeah, it was the following weekend. My dad died on a Wednesday, and I connected with my dad on, I believe, the Saturday or the Friday. Anyhow, I think 2 or 3 days, I believe it was 2 days, that I was able to connect with him on the other side of the veil. And he looked like he was 30. He was with my mom, he was with my sister, and it was the most beautiful thing that they showed me. And I'll never, ever forget my experience as long as I live. So to answer your question, Lori W., again, I know I take forever. Yeah, they ascend very quickly and they go. When they know it's time to go, they go and they see beauty. And it is beauty that I cannot put into words how beautiful the other side is. Have I been to the other side? Yes, I've covered that in other videos that I've done. Because when I do connect, I do astral travel and I do go to the divine. And I'll tell you something, and I've swam there. I actually have with my sister, and it is nothing compared to what we have here at all. Even all the beautiful islands and everything that we have in this world, nothing compares to the divine. There's no words to describe it except pure bliss, pure love, and pure love and beauty. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry, or I don't mean to make people cry. It's something that was very, very beautiful. Okay, I was very fortunate to experience that with my dad, and it is something that I'm going to treasure in my heart for the rest of my life. And that's what gets me through every single day, is what I got to see. And it was, as Rob said, it was, Rob contemplated on going with me that day. And something held him back. He was told not to go. And I went by myself. And it was just meant for me and my dad. And, you know, it was beautiful. Okay, so why does evil walk among us? Well, so does evil walk among us? Yes. There is good and bad around us. Why? Because they're bitter. Because of the way that they passed. Usually they suffered a severe trauma in their lifetime. Not the way that they passed, but in the life that they actually led. A lot of them don't want to let go of bitterness, don't want to let go of their hatred and their deceit. When you go to the divine, you let it all go. You have to let go of hate. You have to let go of anger. You have to let go of resentment. If they don't want to let that go, then they can't go to the divine. So they wish not to go. So again, there's evil amongst us. Absolutely. Anything else? Yes, they can push. Absolutely. And break things. Absolutely. They can make pictures fly off the walls, slam doors, throw chairs up in the air, you name it, they can do it. But this again, we're dealing with entities and poltergeists and very, very, very bad spirits. No, kids are not born evil. What it is, kids are more open. Their third eye is open because they don't have belief systems put into them yet. Okay. Younger kids. And they can see things that other people have been told not to see, that like with our beliefs, like, oh, he's talking to an invisible friend. His friend is not really there. He's only talking to air. Well, no, little Jimmy is talking to an invisible friend. It's just he's seeing him in apparition form, not in physical form, right? So they are not, no, they're not evil. They're just open. They're more open than what we are, because we've been taught systems and beliefs over the years, right? Kids don't have any of that. Their third chakra, their third eye is completely open, and they see things completely differently, and they're more open and more receptive as to receiving messages and everything than everybody else. Evil is not born into evil. That is a saying. It's more of a myth that he was born evil, man. He was. The devil was born in him. No. It's beliefs that have triggered, like, for instance, you think about it, serial rapists or serial murderers, okay? Were they born evil? No. Look at Ted Bundy. He was the pretty boy next door. Everybody loved him. He carried old ladies' groceries, and he was classified as the perfect neighbor. Was he born evil? No. He just developed a tendency that he wanted to murder people and young women and got away with it. So he continued to do it, and he got off on it. Manson, for instance, he was sick. He was demented. It was his beliefs. He had a cult going on, and he brainwashed his cult to kill multiple people, Sharon Tate and her friends, and so on and so forth. Was he born evil? No, it was the beliefs. It was the beliefs that got sunk into him.
Also free will.
And it's also free will. You got to remember, there's free will and free choice out there. And that is up to us, whether we go with free will or go with free choice.
You can take the high road or the low road.
You take the high road or the low road. You have to remember, God give us free will. He also give us free choice. He also give us a game plan and a soul plan. And we made that soul plan with him. Whether we stay on that soul plan and path is up to us. Free will and free choice. Your soul plan is to do this, be good to others as they are good to you. Get married, have kids, become a nurse, have a home, and be happy. But you're going down that road, and you don't want to be a nurse anymore. You want to be a school teacher, and you love being a school teacher, and you turn around and decide that you don't want to get married, you don't want to have kids, that you are attracted to younger boys, and you want to have sex with younger boys. Just for instance, okay, like the teachers that have had sex with younger kids, right? Like in high school, they went off their game plan. They went off their soul plan, right? So does that mean it's good? No. Does that mean it's bad? Yes, because what's going to happen when that person passes on, when they get back to heaven, their life plan, their life review is going to be put in front of them, and they're going to be asked, why did you go off of that? Now you're going to have to live a double karmic life in order to pay off what you did wrong, in order to move forward. And more than likely, that person will probably come back as a paraplegic or an animal, like a gorilla or something. Excuse me, a gorilla or something like that. Or be born with spina bifida or Down syndrome, or mentally retarded. You have to pay off karma. And that is the way that karma is paid off. And if you are a really bad son of a gun in this lifetime, you can bet and bound and determine that your next life is going to be a very karmic lifetime. Lori W., Rob has your question.
Hey, Lori, you said, can we as mortals conquer evil? That's a yes and no answer.
To a certain degree.
That's a yes and no answer. We have been given free will to control what we do in life. So can we conquer evil within us? Yes. We have been given the free will. We have been given the freedom of choice to do good. If we choose to be evil, then we're not conquering it. So in ourselves, yes, we can conquer evil within ourselves, but we cannot conquer evil in other people. Okay? We cannot change who they are. They have the free will to do what they choose to do. So, in answer to your question, can we conquer evil as mortals? Yes, within ourselves. We can choose to do right. We can choose to do good. We can't force those choices on other people. Can we show them the right path as parents? Yes. Can we help guide them and give them an example to live by? Yes. But ultimately, they will choose their path. And it is up to them to conquer evil and choose good. Now, I think Lori would agree with me on that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, cool guy. I did see that, and I agree with you 100%. A lot of it has responsibility with the family. It's the upbringing that they have that makes them to be rapists and murderers and child molesters and arsonists or terrorism. For instance, okay, let's get into terrorism. Their beliefs, okay, is that they are guaranteed, what is it, 14 virgins when they get to the heavens, when they blew up the Twin Towers, for instance. Are they going to be guaranteed 14 virgins when they get to heaven? No, but that is their belief system. So again, it all has to do with belief systems and everything. And
but only that individual can do anything about it.
Yes, only that individual can do anything about it. Again, it comes down to free will and free choice, right? Like Rob, for instance, was raised Catholic. Does he practice Catholic or catechism? No, no. He has lost a lot of the beliefs of the Catholic
It's not
system.
that I don't believe in the Catholicism. What I don't believe in is the way that it is administered.
Yes, he doesn't believe in the way that it's ministered. And with him being a spiritualist now, he can see things that he never got to see before. Like he can see spirits, he can communicate with spirits. He's very open minded. He now knows that there is no such thing as purgatory. And his beliefs have changed. But again, it goes back to the way that the Catholics, I don't want this to get into a religion session. So
every faith has its own beliefs.
yes, every faith.
And our parents as we're growing up, try to, I don't like to use the word indoctrinate us, but they try and teach us their belief system. But at some point, we have to choose free will and investigate for ourselves what is right for us and what is not right for us.
Like for instance, when you are awakening,
we're not doing personal questions.
No, okay. Who said that? I have evil in my life with someone.
We're not doing.
I forget what I was going to say. It was right in my mind.
Yeah, we have free will.
We have free will and we have free choice. Can you take that off if you don't mind?
What?
There.
What?
You're moving your mouse.
Don't look at my mouse.
I had to. We have free will and we have free choice. Whether it's up to us whether we believe it or not. Again, a lot of it has to do with what we believe in our upbringing. When you are ascending and you're awakening, you're going to awaken to new things. That's why when I say to you, and this was connecting with your guardian angels and spirit guides in our last Q&A, clear your mind, okay? Be more open. Lose your belief system. I'm not saying forget everything that you were taught in the Bible. I'm not saying that. Just let it go. Put it in the back of your mind and be open to new things.
We're not saying don't go to church.
I'm not saying don't go to church or don't go to your prayer group or anything. No, I'm not saying anything like that. You've got to lose your belief system. In other words, if you have it in your head, and many people do, that Jesus died on the cross and he was crucified, okay? A lot of people believe this. And I'm not sitting here and I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm just saying that is your belief system. Once you open up your mind, you will see what is the truth, what is real, and what actually took place and what didn't take place. And then you can judge yourself if it's for you or not.
It's an individual. All faith, regardless of what you practice, is individual. Not one single person in any faith will think about it or practice their faith the same as somebody else in the same group. It is individual. Your faith is between you and the divine, you and your maker, the entity that you believe to be the head of your faith. Okay? Your faith and how you practice it is between you and them. Not between you and John down the street or, Susie down the road. It's between you and your maker, your divine leader.
You're bad, cool guy. You're bad.
Okay, before you sign off, I want to tell them that I will post in our posting area on YouTube where we put up the pictures for the next Q&A and stuff like that. I will post the link for the Facebook prayer group again. So please, if you want to join it, that's where you can find the link for the prayer group.
Okay, Rob is going to put up the link for the prayer group. Okay, so if you want to join it, please click it and join it. It would be nice. Cool Guy is the admin in the group. It is called Angels in Heaven Spiritual Prayer Group. Join. And again, Cool Guy is in control of that, and anybody can post what you want. And again, no drama or anything like that. It's very loving and it's full of light and positiveness. Okay. Does anybody else have any more conversations on ghosts or spirits?
No.
Hello, Diane. How are you? Oh, hello, everybody. I'm sorry. I forgot to say hello to everybody. I love you all so very, very much. It's normal. I'm so sorry.
Okay, in the Facebook group, your prayer can be either in the group or one-on-one with Cool J. It's Cool J in the group, which is Cool Guy on here. In other words, your prayer requests can be private communication between you and Cool Guy, or it can be a general request within the group. You have that choice.
I know you do, Cool Guy. You and I have that connection. Oh, get out of my head. You've been in my head a lot. And if you notice, a lot of your energy has been coming through in my readings. I'd like to thank you, even though I've cleansed and I've done everything, it still won't leave. So thanks. You're very, very welcome for all the information, but don't be scared of spirits and ghosts, okay? 99% of the time, ghosts are not going to harm you. They only want to make their presence known. They just want you to know that, hey, this is my house, and I'm going to live in the spiritual realm, and you can carry on living in the physical. And they really don't bother you. And again, they really don't bother you. Spirits, they come and visit us. They want to know that you're okay and that they need us, and we welcome them in. I welcome in spirits every single day, and they're not here to hurt us. They're made with love and light. And again, they can come with cold sensations as well as warm sensations. So don't be scared. If you feel a cold sensation, no, it is not a horrible entity. Again, a horrible entity comes with a horrible smell, like rotten eggs, and you can actually see your breath, and you'll just feel the feeling of dread. Okay. And hello, Sean. Much love and light. Yes, I know you did, Cool Guy. That's twice now. 3 times a charm. Tanya, you're bad. So Yeah.
Speaking of which, Lori will be doing today's energy after this session.
Yes, I'm going to be doing today's energy after this session. I think I'm going to be doing it live in front of all of you. I might as well, since everybody's here. Or
Yes, the eyes are the window to the soul.
yes, the eyes are the window to the soul. And if you notice, my eyes, I have a great soul. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. But I live around spirits all the time. Like you wouldn't believe the colors that I see, and it's to the point that I get a really bad migraine at it. Oh my God. And yeah. So anyhow, so if you want to stay tuned, I'm going to do a live today's energy reading. Okay. And have to take my white silk off of my cards here.
Okay, so I'm going to be.
No, you don't have to log off.
No, but for other people in the page, I'm going to have to somehow.
This is my white silk that.
At the same time.
Yes. Yeah. Just like Jasper, the friendly ghost. Enjoy and stay with them. In fact, if they love you, they will protect you. Absolutely 100%. Okay. Yeah, I use white silk to wrap my cards in, especially the ones that I use on a daily basis. Okay. So we're going to use these cards. Oh boy. Yeah, we're going to use the Pageants Tarot. Beautiful deck. Okay.
Well, I'm just getting set up to record it as well because I have to upload it for people that are not on this session.
We will use Divine Messages as well. Yeah, I have it right here. You can put it in. So this is what I go through. So you're going to go through my. I always. Well, that one in particular. Yeah, because it shows a glare. So you're going to see more light. I have more lights here than you can shake a stick at.
Just that we have to record this as well.
So I'm on live with you guys, and I'm recording at the same time. Cool, huh? This is the first time for me. So, all right, I'm going to light a candle. Usually I have 6 or 7 candles going. So.
Okay, I'm not sure. Does this have to go up?
I have it. Just bear with us for a second, guys. What did you do? Did you tighten it? Usually I tighten it.
I was working on that.
So you just have to show it here. You can do side view as well. Like side view. Yep. There. Okay, here, like that.
I have to. Okay, so you'll have to turn off the ceiling light.
Rob is playing with his stick.
Yeah. And
he was.
So when Lori starts this, she has to go through her normal thing, and so you'll hear her normal spiel as well as tell the people that you're recording this live at the same time through your Wednesday night session. Okay?
Yes. Okay. So the cards that I am going to use are the Spellcasters Tarot and the Pageant Tarot, as well as Divine Messages and Romance Angels. Okay. All right. So what I do is the first thing is I always cleanse my space. Okay. And just give me a second so I can get my shell. It's not shell. It has all my Palo Santo in here. And I use a lot of it. So please bear with me. Yep, just give me a second. And ow, it only takes me 2 seconds to cleanse my space. So you guys get to do it live. All right, this is so cool. Please cleanse and clear my space of all energies, please and thank you. Cleanse and clear my space of all energies, please and thank you. May only the highest and biggest vibration of love and light possible may enter my space. Please cleanse and clear my space of all energies, please and thank you. See, that's how easy it is. It's over. Okay. So now I say my prayers, but I'm not going to say them out loud. Okay? It only takes a few seconds. Well, I might as well say them out loud. Dear God, Divine Spirit, Deity, higher gods and goddesses, ascended masters, please allow me to connect to your divine wisdom and knowledge. Please let me give direct and clear messages for my clients, my subscribers, and my newcomers. Please reveal to me what should be known and kept from me, what you wish to remain sacred. Please and thank you. Archangel Michael, please come forth and shield and protect me at the highest and biggest vibration of love and light possible from the divine. May it show down upon me as I bask in its glory. Please protect me against negative spirits, negative energies, and negative forces. Please cleanse and release unwanted energies and vibrations that do not serve a purpose for me. Please come forth and keep beside me. I thank you, and I will keep you in my heart. Done. Okay, so hello everyone. He's recording. Ron's recording. So I have to say this. So just bear with me, okay? Okay. So I have to look at it?
No, I will.
Oh, you'll do it. Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
I have to swallow. What button have I pushed to start it
Oh,
here?
it's hot. I'm sweating.
Okay. Are you ready?
He's cool. Are you reading what he's saying?
Pay attention to what you're doing.
Yes, I am. Okay, I'm ready. Here I go. Action camera. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angels in Heaven at Spiritual Guide Tarot. I'm Lori, and it's a pleasure to do your reading. First of all, welcome back, all my loyal clients, subscribers, and newcomers. Much love and light, and many blessings to each and every one of you. If you are seeking a more in-depth, personalized reading, I do have specials going on. Just send me an email and I'll be happy to send you my information. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, especially if it resonates with you. Please and thank you. And please be so kind to hit the like button and the notification button. So one, this video can get out there and circulate, and two, you're notified of upcoming videos. Okay, please know that energies can be vice versa or interchangeable, and timing is fluid. Again, it is a generalized reading, so it may not resonate with each and every one. So please take what resonates with you and just push aside the rest that doesn't. Okay? Okay. Again, this is a reading for all signs. Messages from the divine. For you folks at home that don't realize, I am doing a live stream video right now, so you can connect the two when you watch the recorded part of it, okay? Messages from our beautiful ascended masters and higher gods and spirit. What messages do you have for our beautiful people out there today? Please and thank you. One. Ooh! That's too many. What messages do we have for our beautiful people out there? Please and thank you. Thank you. Oh, damn, it's hot. My southern belle is coming out. Okay, what do we have? I really do care. I really do care. I really do care. Well, we know that, don't we? I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. I've said it 3 times now. Okay, so I'm going to use the Pageant Tarot. I absolutely love this deck. Oh, wait a second. I'm going to do Angel Romance first. Messages from the Divine, Angel Romance. Messages, please, and thank you, guardian angels and spirit guides, ascended masters, and higher gods and goddesses. What messages do we need to know for today? Please, and thank you. You deserve love. You are lovable. You deserve love. You are lovable. Beautiful. Beautiful cards. What other cards? Please and thank you. What other cards do we have for our beautiful people out there? Worth waiting for. Divine timing is very much at work in your life, making major changes, major transformations, new beginnings, new opportunities. Again, look for signs and synchronicities, numbers, letters, coins, feathers, a reoccurring dream, a reoccurring song. This is your guardian angels. This is your spirit guides, letting you know that divine timing is bringing the two of you together. Okay? Again, worth waiting for. Divine timing is very much at work in your life. Okay? So your soulmates. What messages do we have for our beautiful people out there with the Page and Tarot? So far we have I really do care, and I miss you, and worth waiting for. Divine timing is very much at work. Yes, cool guy, you know that. Actually, all three. Messages for beautiful people out there. What messages do we have for today's love energy reading for beautiful, beautiful souls? Please and thank you. Higher gods and ascended masters, what messages do we have for beautiful people out there? Oh my goodness. We have the Ace of Cups, and it flew out. The Ace of Cups is the birth of love. It is a connection. It's devotion. It's compatibility. It's a connection driven by forces and energy between two people that are so committed. You go to a deeper, deeper understanding within each other. The Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Again, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio energy. Other messages, please and thank you. Spirit, God, divine. Here we go. What other messages do we have for beautiful people? Okay, the Ten of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, this means the Ten of Pentacles, happiness, security, you make the perfect match. You're strong. It's a strong bond. It's practically perfect. Nothing's perfect, but it's practically perfect. You're thriving in love and maturity. You're sharing and working on your dreams together. Beautiful, beautiful card. Again, it's the practically perfect card. Your dreams, your desires, your wants and needs all becoming a reality. Again, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy. Beautiful card. So we have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards so far. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Lover's card. We have the Elder, which is the Hierophant. Okay. We have the Emperor. We have the Universe, brand new beginning. We have the Strength card. You're going to work through everything. You're excellent judge of character. You have the Chariot. And you have the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles is your brand new beginning. Okay, this is what you've been waiting for a very, very long time. And now it's within your reach of grabbing it. Okay, and the Ace of Pentacles is your relationship of loving and passion and desire and commitment and understanding within two people. Again, you've waited for this for a very long time, and now it's within your reach of gaining it. It's like a wish granted and dreams coming true. Again, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy. And again, now, because this is a brand new beginning, okay, with the Universe, it brings endings, but a brand new beginning, okay? It is an excellent conclusion to an end. It is something new. It's fulfilling. It's all your dreams, desires, wants, and needs all becoming a reality. Again, all your objectives of being attained. And I'm looking at this camera too, so bear with me, guys. All your objectives are being attained. It's being whole again. It's being fulfilled. It's perfection. It's joy. It's success. It's a permanent, long-term relationship where there's love and trust and faithfulness. You both are going to reach a deep level of understanding within each other. And again, it is contentment. It is joy, possible marriage, and anniversaries and celebrations with each other. It's fulfillment. Everything is in balance and commitment. It's the world and everything in it for you. Beautiful card. So again, you have the Chariot. This relationship is suddenly going to move forward very quickly and bring great successful action, great self-confidence and personal achievement, leadership, balance, conquest, the ability to go after anything that you need, want, and desire in this relationship. Again, Cancer energy with the Chariot. You have the Lover's card. I mean, this is Gemini energy, beautiful sword energy, air energy. Two lovers that are destined, fated to be together. Again, this is commitment. This is devotion. This is compatibility. This is commitment. This is going within deep, deep love within each other, that you find that spark that you thought was not there. And again, it brings it to light where it brings the ultimate fulfillment within each other. Committed, contented love, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual fulfillment. Beautiful card, Gemini energy. So, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. I mean, this is compatibility. This is working together, working on your dream, sharing, learning, and appreciating, putting in the willpower and the dedication to thrive and grow, to make your dreams and your wants and your needs a complete reality. Working together and sharing, learning, and appreciating. Again, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. So we have a lot of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. Again, things are going to seem that they're not clear right away, but things are going to soon clear for you, okay? With the Strength card, again, Leo energy, things are going to clear out and you're going to be more open-minded and you're going to see things very clearly. And you're going to have the confidence and believing in yourself to move forward with great inner strength, great inner wisdom, great inner courage, so you can move forward with the opportunities and the new beginnings that are coming into your life. Again, energies can be vice versa or interchangeable, and timing is fluid. Again, we have Gemini, we have Leo, we have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, we have Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Again, energies can be vice versa or interchangeable. This relationship is going to go the full distance with the Elder, which is the Hierophant, okay? The Hierophant is the marriage card of the tarot. It's fate and destiny that bring two people together that normally wouldn't come together. You're meant to go on a journey together and create beautiful, meaningful experiences. Again, Sagittarius energy. The Hierophant means that you're destined, fated to be together. You share the same morals, same beliefs, same values, same dreams, desires, wants, and needs. These relationships go the distance. If you don't end up being married, it's going to be a very committed relationship, a common law, or a common law, committed, or an engagement, okay, or marriage. So it's one of many. Again, you're only going to end up wanting each other. Beautiful, beautiful card. And you're going to be very determined to get what you want, or it could be them. Again, it could be vice versa or interchangeable with the Lord. The Lord again shows up. It's the Emperor. Again, Aries energy. So this person has a lot of determination, has a lot of skill. They go after what they want. They're very devoted. They're very protective. When they love wholeheartedly with their heart and soul. They're fiery, they're energetic, they have great masculine energy, they're very good at fatherhood. It could be somebody older or younger than you, or man or woman. Again, They're very, very protective. When they love wholeheartedly. Sometimes they can be, like a bull, very stubborn, but again, when they love with everything they have, with their heart and soul. Okay. And you're an excellent judge of character, and you're highly intuitive with the highest priestess. Again, Cancer energy. Again, pay attention to that gut intuition, because that intuition is showing you the way. It's giving you the guidance to make the right choices and the right decisions to move forward in your life. Okay. And it's going to bring you complete fulfillment if you follow and listen to that gut wrenching intuition. Know the difference between your gut, your mind, and your heart, because your mind can play tricks on you and tell you a million things that aren't even true. And your mind can run away with you and say that you're in love or lust or whatever. But your gut intuition is where you know, you feel it with every fiber of your body, and you just know. Pay attention to that intuition. Again, Cancer energy. And there's going to be a lot of playfulness here. It's not a negative card because of the surrounding cards. All right. It is the Devil card. So again, it is not a negative card because of the surrounding cards. If it was in a different circumstance with other surrounding cards, it would be negative. Okay, it is the underworld, which is the Devil card. This is playfulness within each other. This is passion, intense chemistry, and being very playful with each other. Again, Capricorn energy. So, and I'm just showing the camera here. So again, the Devil, Capricorn energy, there's going to be a lot of playfulness. This relationship is moving forward very, very quickly and very fast. It's very passionate. There's going to be a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry, possibly moving in together. It is going to go the distance. It's going to be like you're married to this person. It's that deep of a connection, even though there might be not a marriage actually taking place at this particular time. You have the strength and courage and determination to move forward. You are destined, fated to be together. And you're going to have this brand new, beautiful beginning with each other, with the universe. And again, it's a new venture. It's a new way of life. It's abundance. It's prosperity. It's generosity. It's sharing, learning, and appreciating everything that you want, need, and desiring in this relationship. Again, it's within your reach. It's there for your taking. And again, it's going to lead to the ultimate fulfillment. I mean, you can't get anything better than the Ace of Cups. And again, it is definitely worth waiting for. Divine timing's very much at work, bringing both of you together. It's in destiny and fate's hands, in the universe's hands, and it's going to lead to the ultimate fulfillment. And again, you deserve love. You are very lovable. They miss you. They know the connection, and they really do care. They really do care. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you would like a more in-depth personalized reading, I do have specials going on that get really, really in-depth. Okay, not like this. This is just a generalized reading. But again, I do a very in-depth reading. If you would like one, again, I do have specials going on. Just send me an email and I'll be happy to send you my information. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, especially if it resonates with you. Much love and light and many blessings to each and every one of you. I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye for now. And that is the reading. And it's easy. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Usually when I do readings, I'll do an even more in-depth reading, but my space here, I'm working with not even a square, and I'm not laying out all the cards because I hardly have any room.
Because my laptop's taking up all the room.
Because Rob's laptop is taking up all the room. So, yeah. I love doing the readings, and again, all the Twin Flame Soulmates are going to be loaded up hopefully tomorrow night. Okay, another set of 12s are coming in, And right after that, another set of 12s are coming in. And the reason why they're back to back like that is because of all the personal private readings that I've had. I still have more to do, but they are going to be done. And then Rob will be ready to upload the 12s and 12s. I love you all so very, very much, and I appreciate you all joining in tonight on tonight's subject of ghosts and spirits. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I'm going to put a poll up and find out what you guys would like to know more about. And I would really like your input on what you want to learn more about. And, yeah, so
I'll be posting the link for the Facebook prayer group,
Rob is going to post the link to the Facebook.
as well as the poll,
He overtalks me. As well as the poll.
as well as uploading today's energies if you wish to watch it again later. Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to upload a poll, okay, for you guys. So tell us what you want to have a topic on, and we'll see who has the most likes or whatever in the poll, and we'll take that topic and do it next Wednesday. All right, and again, we'll do a poll about what you guys think about on Saturday nights. Personally, I like to leave it up to donation, and I would like, what I think will go smoother is if people put in your questions a day or 2 or 3 days, whatever it is, beforehand, and Rob can just copy and paste them onto a piece of paper and then actually read me the question. So when we're live and on air, I can just say, hey, Tanya, this is your question, and here's your answer. And then Scorpio Queen Bee, here you go. Here is your question, and here is your answer. And it would be a lot faster. And so people aren't hanging around and waiting and waiting and waiting. I don't know. I get bored. I don't know about you. I know if I was on the other end, I would be bored. But so we'll put up a poll and see how you guys feel about that. Putting the questions in way ahead of, or not way ahead of time, even right up until 12 o'clock Saturday afternoon. And so Rob will have them all in order, and they can be answered very quickly. So we're not waiting and waiting and waiting, right? So it's just something to think about if you guys would like to do that, and we'll leave it in your hands because it's because of you that we're here. I love you all so very, very much. Rob loves you all very much, and Cool Guy and JJ, you both mean the world to me. You truly, truly do. And we want to be here without all of our beautiful, beautiful followers and subscribers and newcomers and clients. All right. So on that note, Rob is going to sing his. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all again on Saturday night. But I'll see you before that in readings. I love you all.
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to laugh or sing a song or two. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes a time to say adieu. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Love you all. See you later. And stay safe.